Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet surprisingly valuable coins in American history, the 1981 Lincoln Quarter Dollar from the proof set. Now, you might be wondering, can a modern quarter really be worth thousands of dollars? The answer is yes, and in this video, we're going to uncover the hidden secrets behind this rare quarter, what makes it so valuable, and how much it could be worth today. So stay tuned because you won't believe how much money could be hiding in your collection. The 1981 proof Lincoln Quarter Dollar is a true gem in the world of coin collecting. While millions of quarters were produced for everyday use, the proof versions of this coin were minted with special care, using polished dies and high-quality planchets to create a mirror-like finish. These coins were never meant for circulation, they were struck specifically for collectors and released in limited numbers. But what makes some of these proof quarters so incredibly valuable? Let's find out. The design of the 1981 quarter features the classic portrait of President George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. Above Washington's head, you'll find the word Liberty, and just below his chin, the national motto, "In God We Trust," is inscribed. The year 1981 is placed at the bottom, with the S mint mark, indicating it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. Just next to Washington's ponytail. Flipping the coin over, we see the majestic American bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons while an olive branch rests below. This powerful imagery represents both strength and peace, making it a fitting design for an American coin. Around the edge of the reverse, we find the inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum, with quarter dollar boldly written at the bottom. Now, here's where things get really exciting. Not all 1981 proof quarters are created equal. Some versions of this coin are considered extremely rare due to their minting variations, and that's what makes them worth thousands of dollars today. The key to finding a valuable 1981 proof quarter lies in identifying whether your coin is a Type 1 or Type 2 proof strike. Type 1, filled S. The first version of this coin features a blurry, filled-in S mint mark, which is considered the more common variety. While still valuable, it doesn't command as high of a price as the rarer Type 2. Type 2, clear S. The second version of this proof quarter features a sharply defined, clear S mint mark. This variety is significantly rarer and highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to have a Type 2 1981 proof quarter, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Aside from the mint mark variations, condition is everything when it comes to determining the value of your coin. If your 1981 proof quarter has been well preserved in its original proof set packaging, with no scratches, fingerprints, or signs of handling, it could fetch top dollar. Coins graded PR 69 or PR 70 Deep Cameo, DCAM, which means they have perfect or near perfect surfaces with strong contrasts, are the most valuable in the market. Now, let's talk about some of the most expensive sales of the 1981 Lincoln Quarter Dollar from the proof set. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for these rare gems, and the auction prices have been nothing short of incredible. In recent years, some of these quarters have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. A Type 2 proof 1981 quarter in near-perfect condition has sold at auctions for as much as $39,000. Even lower-grade proof quarters from this year can still be worth $2,700 or more, depending on their condition and demand. That's right, this tiny, seemingly ordinary coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. So before you overlook those old proof sets sitting in your drawer or safe, go check your 1981 proof quarters now. You never know, you might just be holding a coin worth thousands. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1974 US quarter, an everyday coin that might just be hiding in your collection, waiting to surprise you with its unbelievable value. The 1974 quarter, more than just pocket change at first glance, the 1974 quarter seems just like any other. It was minted in large numbers, featuring the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the proud American eagle on the reverse. Millions of these coins were produced across different U.S. mints, making them a common sight in circulation. But here's where things get interesting: not all 1974 quarters are created equal. While most of them hold only their face value, a few rare varieties have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. What makes certain 1974 quarters valuable? There are a few key factors that determine the value of a 1974 quarter. 1. Mint mark and rarity. Quarters from different mints can have slight variations. Coins with special errors or unique characteristics are highly sought after. Point 2. Condition and grading. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition with no scratches, dents, or signs of wear fetch much higher prices. Point 3. Minting errors. Some 1974 quarters were mistakenly struck on different planchets or contain doubling errors, making them incredibly rare and valuable. The 1974 quarter that sold for a fortune. Among all the 1974 quarters in existence, one particular coin took the numismatic world by storm when it was sold for an astonishing sum. This rare quarter, featuring a special minting anomaly, was carefully examined by experts and deemed one of the finest specimens ever discovered. Its flawless condition and unique characteristics made it stand out, and when it hit the auction block, collectors battled fiercely to claim ownership. In the end, this remarkable coin was sold for $77,000, proving that hidden treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. Could you have one of these rare quarters? Now, the big question: could you be holding a valuable 1974 quarter without even realizing it? If you have any quarters from this year, take a closer look. Check for errors, mint marks, and overall condition. You never know, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Coins like these remind us that history, rarity, and a bit of luck can turn an ordinary piece of change into something truly extraordinary. We're talking about a coin that might just be worth a small fortune, the 1982 United States quarter. While it may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, certain rare versions of this quarter have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. Could you have one of these valuable coins sitting in your pocket or coin collection? Stay with us until the end, because we're revealing just how much a rare 1982 quarter could be worth, and trust me, you won't believe the number. The Washington quarter has been a part of American currency since 1932, originally introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, this quarter has been a staple of U.S. coinage for decades. But what makes the 1982 quarter stand out from the rest? Before we dive into the rarity and value, let's take a closer look at the design of this coin. On the obverse, or front side, you'll see a familiar sight: George Washington's portrait, facing left. Above his head, the word liberty is prominently displayed, symbolizing the nation's core values. Just below Washington's chin, you'll find the phrase "In God We Trust," a reflection of the country's deep-rooted beliefs. And, of course, at the bottom of the coin, you'll see the year 1982. Now, here's something important to look for: right next to the date, you may see a small letter, known as a mint mark. If there's a P, it means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. If you see a D, it was minted in Denver, and if there's an S, it was struck in San Francisco. The mint mark is crucial in determining the rarity and value of a coin, so always check closely. Turning the coin over to the reverse side, you'll find the majestic American bald eagle, one of the most recognizable symbols of the United States. The eagle has its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, symbolizing the country's strength and preparedness to defend itself. Below the eagle, an olive branch represents peace. The words United States of America curve along the top edge of the coin, and the denomination $quarter is written at the bottom. Above the eagle's head, you'll see the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. So, why is the 1982 quarter so special? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and potential minting errors. One of the biggest reasons why some 1982 quarters are so valuable is because this was one of the years when the U.S. Mint did not produce official mint sets. Typically, the U.S. Mint releases special uncirculated sets for collectors, but in 1982, no such sets were made. This means that finding a 1982 quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition is incredibly rare. Most quarters from this year are heavily used in circulation, making high-quality examples extremely difficult to find. But there's more. Some 1982 quarters contain rare minting errors that make them even more valuable. One of the most famous errors is the double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, causing certain parts of the text or design to appear doubled. If you notice a doubling effect in the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," you may have a rare and valuable coin in your hands. Another rare error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a coin that has part of its design missing. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Then there's the missing clad layer error. Normally, the 1982 quarter is made of a copper core with an outer layer of nickel. However, some coins were mistakenly struck without this top nickel layer, exposing the copper underneath. These coins have a distinct reddish or brownish appearance and are highly sought after by collectors. Additionally, some 1982 quarters may have been struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally made using a blank meant for another denomination. This type of minting error is extremely rare but can be worth a fortune. So, how can you tell if your 1982 quarter is valuable? First, check its condition. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint state condition will always be worth more than coins that have been in circulation. If your quarter is free of scratches, dents, or wear, it could be worth significantly more. Second, look for errors. Take a close look under a magnifying glass to spot any doubling, off-center strikes, or missing layers. Lastly, if you believe you have a rare 1982 quarter, consider having it professionally graded by experts like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. These grading services will authenticate your coin and assign it a grade based on its condition, which can dramatically affect its value. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, just how much can a rare 1982 quarter be worth? If you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition or with a rare error, it could be worth an astonishing $43,000. Yes, you heard that right, $43,000 for a single quarter. This is why it's always important to check your coins before spending them. You never know when you might be holding a hidden treasure. Diving into one of the most highly sought after and potentially valuable coins in American history, the 1973 Lincoln quarter dollar from the proof set. This isn't just any quarter, it's a coin that has stunned collectors with its rarity, stunning design, and skyrocketing value. Could you have one of these valuable quarters hiding in your collection? Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know: what makes this coin special, how to identify rare varieties, and most importantly, how much it's worth today. And trust me, you won't believe the price some of these coins have sold for. The 1973 proof quarter dollar is a collector's dream. Unlike regular quarters that were minted for everyday transactions, proof quarters were struck with high precision, using specially polished dies and high-quality planchets. These coins were minted only at the San Francisco Mint and were never intended for circulation. This means that finding one in pristine condition today is incredibly rare. Let's start by taking a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, we have the iconic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The word "Liberty" is boldly inscribed above his head, while the phrase "In God We Trust" is placed just below his chin. The year 1973 is clearly marked at the bottom, but the most critical detail is the S mint mark, located just next to Washington's ponytail. This S mint mark confirms that this coin was minted at the San Francisco Mint and belongs to the exclusive proof set series. Now, flipping the coin over, we see the majestic bald eagle, with its wings fully spread, gripping a bundle of arrows in its talons, with an olive branch placed below. This powerful image is a symbol of America's strength and unity, making it one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. The words "United States of America" are beautifully inscribed at the top, while E pluribus unum is positioned just above the eagle. The denomination, quarter dollar, is engraved at the bottom, but here's where things get really exciting: not all 1973 proof quarters are created equal. Some versions of this coin are extremely rare and valuable, thanks to minting variations and errors. the first thing you need to check is whether your 1973 S-proof quarter is a Type 1 or Type 2 mint mark. Type 1, filled S. The first version of this proof quarter features a blurry, filled-in S mint mark. While still collectible, it is the more common of the two types. Type 2, clear S. This is the jackpot. The sharp, clear S mint mark makes this coin significantly rarer and more valuable. If you have a Type 2 1973 S-proof quarter, you could be looking at a huge payday. Aside from the mint mark variations, here are other factors that can drastically increase the value of your 1973 S-proof quarter. 1. Deep cameo, DCAM, contrast, proof quarters with a strong frosted design against a highly reflective mirror-like background are the most valuable. Coins with an ultra-deep cameo effect command top dollar at auctions. 2. Rare minting errors. Some 1973 S-proof quarters have unique errors, including double die obverse, DDO. If you see doubled letters or numbers in Liberty or the date, you might have an extremely rare and valuable error. Off-center strikes. If the coin's design is misaligned, this can make it significantly more desirable to collectors. Repunched mint marks, RPM. If the S mint mark appears doubled or misaligned, you could be holding an extremely rare version of this coin. 3. Perfect condition. If your 1973 S-proof quarter has been stored properly, with no scratches, fingerprints, or toning, it can command premium prices. Coins graded PR69 or PR70 deep cameo, DCAM, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are the most sought after and can be worth a fortune. Now, let's talk about real-life auction prices for the 1973 S Lincoln quarter dollar from the proof set. Collectors have been paying shocking amounts for the rarest and best-preserved versions of this coin. Some of these quarters have sold for as much as $43,000 at major auctions. Even lower-grade proof quarters can still sell for $2,300, depending on their condition and rarity. That's right, this small, overlooked quarter could be worth more than you ever imagined. So before you dismiss that old proof set sitting in your collection, go check your 1973 S-proof quarters right now. You could be holding a hidden treasure without even realizing it. Have an exciting discovery to share, one that could be sitting in your pocket change, hidden in an old coin jar, or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. We're talking about the 1990 United States quarter dollar, a coin that, at first glance, seems like any ordinary quarter, but in reality, certain versions of this coin are worth an astonishing amount of money. Stick with us until the end, and we'll reveal just how much this coin could be worth. It's a number that will leave you speechless. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency for decades. First introduced in 1932, this iconic coin was meant to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, the design has undergone a few changes, but in 1990, the classic look remained strong, with one major difference: some of these quarters were struck with rare minting errors, making them incredibly valuable today. Now, let's dive into the design details of this fascinating quarter. On the obverse front of the coin, you'll see the familiar portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. His profile faces left, with the word Liberty inscribed above his head, representing the foundational principle of the United States. To the left, the phrase "In God We Trust" is clearly visible, a long-standing motto on U.S. currency. Below Washington's portrait, you'll find the date 1990, marking the year of issue, but one of the most important features to look for is the mint mark, which is found next to the date. If your quarter has a P, it was minted in Philadelphia. If it has a D, it was minted in Denver. And if there's an S, it means the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, typically for proof sets. Mint marks play a huge role in a coin's rarity, so always check for this small but crucial detail. Flipping the coin to the reverse, back, you'll find a majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, a symbol of America's strength and readiness to defend its freedoms. Beneath the eagle is an olive branch, representing peace. The words United States of America are boldly curved along the top, and the denomination quarter dollar is inscribed at the bottom. Above the eagle's head, you'll also see the phrase e pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. So, what makes this 1990 quarter so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of condition, rarity, and minting errors. One of the biggest factors that influence a coin's value is its condition. Coins that have been in circulation for decades often show signs of wear, scratches, dull surfaces, and faded details. However, if you happen to find a 1990 quarter in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than its face value. The higher the grade, the higher the price, but what truly sets some of these quarters apart are the rare minting errors that make them highly sought after by collectors. One of the most valuable errors is the double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the design is struck twice, causing elements like Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date to appear slightly doubled. If you notice this doubling effect on your coin, it could be worth a small fortune. Another sought-after error is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank coin is misaligned during the minting process, leading to a quarter where part of the design is missing. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. There's also the clipped planchet error, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to an error in cutting the blank metal discs before striking. These unique coins stand out and are highly collectible, and let's not forget the wrong planchet error. Some 1990 quarters were accidentally struck on blanks meant for other coins, such as nickels or dimes. If you ever come across a quarter that looks too light, too heavy, or has an unusual color, you might have a rare and valuable find. Now, how can you determine if your 1990 quarter is worth serious money? First, check its condition. If your quarter has minimal wear, a bright luster, and sharp details, it could be worth more than face value. Coins in high grades, such as MS-65 or higher, can command premium prices. Second, look for errors. Using a magnifying glass, carefully inspect your quarter for any doubling, missing parts, or unusual features that might indicate a minting mistake. Third, get your coin professionally graded. Organizations like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, can authenticate and grade your coin, significantly increasing its market value. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much can a rare 1990 quarter be worth? If you happen to own one in pristine condition, or if your quarter has a rare minting error, it could be valued at an astonishing $37,000, that's right, $37,000 for a single quarter. This is why it's always worth checking your spare change. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. If you love this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting!